If he's convicted, would that disqualify him from your vote?
Not at all. I'll vote for him if he's in prison.
Tell me why.
Because he's the only one standing up against everybody fighting for us. And if we don't have somebody in there fighting for us, we all lose.
Is there anything he could do to disqualify you from your vote?
Right now, turn Democratic. And
What about murder?
who?
Well, just anyone.
On accident?
No, on purpose.
On purpose?
What's the reasons?
That's a little bit harder, but just as of right now, I'd say no.
It is no secret that Ron DeSantis has struggled to catch up to Donald Trump in the 2024 Republican primaries. So how far behind is he? Well, according to a new poll, Ron DeSantis is down by more than 20 points in his own state of Florida. So let's get to the details here. The study from the Florida Atlantic University Main Street Paul-Com Lab, great short, concise name, shows that if the GOP presidential primary were held today, DeSantis would receive 30.2% of the vote from Floridians, far above most of his rival candidates, except Trump, who has 50.3% of statewide primary voters, just above 20%, just above a 20% lead over the only candidate anywhere close to him. The poll also established Trump's solid hold over a fraction of the GOP, for approximately 1 out of 5 Republicans said it would be disloyal to back any other candidate than the former president, which I find interesting, right? The disloyal word used in this context, because look, at the end of the day, you should vote for the candidate who best represents your interests. I'm assuming that in their minds, Trump is that guy, right? It goes beyond the loyalty. The other thing is, look, Ron DeSantis has really focused most of his energy on attacking wokeism. Look, I think that in terms of media debates and what seems to resonate with people entertainment-wise, bashing the woke definitely works. I don't know if it's a strong enough issue to really carry a Republican candidate. I think you need more substance there. And with Trump, he does the woke stuff too, not to the same extent as DeSantis, but I also see him, first of all, he's more charismatic, more entertaining during his rallies and all of that. I think that plays a role. But more importantly, I think that Trump has decided to go back to his greatest hits from 2016. The faux economic populism, the anti-establishment rhetoric, and that definitely resonates with voters.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with you on the woke stuff. Well, I'll get to that in a second. And I'm starting to worry that this thing's over on the Republican side. So look, I have the exact opposite view of conventional wisdom in Washington. Surprising, I know. So in Washington, they think the Democratic primary is totally over, right? I don't think so. I don't think it's even started. I think Biden is an extraordinarily weak candidate, and there's going to be a significant battle there at some point, okay? We'll get to that later. In terms of the Republicans, everybody thinks, oh my God, is Christie gonna make a run? Is Nikki Haley and Mike Pence and DeSantis versus Trump? And I think it might be over. Like, not yet, but it's starting to be over, right? Because DeSantis just can't close that 20-point lead. And
in Florida, in his own state.
I mean, in his own state.
Yeah.
And across the country, in New Hampshire, and Iowa, Trump's got anywhere from 20 to 30-point lead. Some places he's got a 35-point lead. Overall, he's crushing him, right? And it's not like people haven't seen DeSantis yet. They kind of know what they're getting with DeSantis. And from my perspective, Anna, I don't think it's the woke stuff, because he used that same woke stuff in his reelection in Florida,
right?
And he won by 20 points,
right?
Okay,
that's
so
true.
I think it's a different phenomenon.
Yeah, but who ran against him?
I got you.
Yeah.
And Democrats are super soft and they don't know how to run against Republicans. All that is true, but DeSantis still using that woke stuff is still really popular in Florida. It's not that DeSantis is unpopular and that's why Trump has a 20-point lead in that state. It's because Trump is mega popular in that state among Republicans.
And also, look, you and I talk about this both internally and on the show on a regular basis. Voters tend to gravitate towards strength. And when you look at the optics, you have Donald Trump, who's constantly throwing jabs at DeSantis, viciously so. and DeSantis kind of flailing in trying to figure out how to respond to it. So I want to give you a recent example. This isn't even an example of Trump like punching him in the face politically and DeSantis not knowing what to do about it. But just last week, Will Cain asked DeSantis why his poll numbers are struggling, and get a load of how he reacted to it.
Why is it, in your estimation, the numbers have not reflected your success in Florida?
Well, I think if you look at the people like the corporate media, who are they going after? Who do they not want to be the nominee? They're going after me. Who's the president of Mexico attacking because he knows we'll be strong on the border and hold him accountable in the cartels? He's going after me. So I think if you look at all these people that are responsible for a lot of the ills in our society, they're targeting me as the person they don't want to see as the candidate. And so this campaign just started, but I think it's pretty clear that I'm the guy that not only can beat Biden, I'm the guy that can beat the left on all these different issues. I'm running to win in January and February. I'm not running to juice polling now.
I do believe there is some truth in the saying that you shall be defined by your enemies. So I appreciate you bringing up those who are attacking you in your run for president.
So I don't know if Republican voters are gonna buy that, right? Especially when Trump has really positioned himself as the real enemy of migrants and the real, like the king of securing the border, even though a lot of what he claimed to have done at the border during his first term didn't actually come to fruition. There were a lot of lies there. But nonetheless, if you're gonna try to out-Trump Trump on border issues, I don't know if it's gonna work.
No, that answer was asinine. He's like, oh, corporate media is the one attacking me. No, corporate media has been supporting you until recently. He's had a bumpy ride in the last couple of weeks, but for like the last 6 months, DeSantis. In fact, if I'm another Republican in the race, I'm furious at how much corporate media has backed Ron DeSantis over all the other Republicans. And dude, you're gonna say the corporate media is attacking you and not Trump? Come on, nobody believes that. Even we don't believe that. Corporate media definitely attacks Trump.